Since moving to this nowhere town, I'm still waiting for an ounce of excitement.
Nancy Drew! Check it out. The creepy Twin Elms house has gone viral.
Finally, things are about to get a little more interesting.
The legend dates back to 1885, when the Colfax brothers, who built Twin Elms, had a falling out over a woman. Legend has it, you can hear them crying in the walls. Sometimes it's weird sounds. The lights start flickering. Things just stop making sense. You think I'm crazy, huh?
Smidge.
There's gotta be an explanation. So what do we know? 1, we know a black Mercedes was lurking around Twin Elms. 2, we know somebody came in here and scared us half to death. And 3, we know it felt insanely real. Mean girls first.
The way your brain works is so cool.
Hello, my name's Nancy Drew.
I told you this was gonna be awesome.
Oh, there she is!
I wish I were half as brave as you. You're as persuasive as your dad and as righteous as your mom was.
Is this safe to carry? Yeah, just don't drop it. Okay, just don't. It's not funny. Stop messing with her.
You committed several felonies.
Hey, they're only felonies if you're 18. Delivering justice, it's my duty.
This town is so much more fun with you in it.
So, how do we get in?
Well, I figured you knew how to pick a lock.
Oh, now I'm public enemy number 1?
No, I just thought that...
Seriously, Nance, you gonna pick the lock or what?
Oh yeah, totally.
Can you drive? Technically.
You skate a lot better than you drive.
Okay, I apologize for doing this, but I'm adding a little bit extra onto this video before I end it. This will probably be at the beginning, actually, before I actually do my review. I've been looking at people when they've seen the reaction to this trailer, and they're getting very upset. And me, as a big fan, I can understand why. But here's the thing. This is a fun movie. You want a Nancy Drew movie that is hardcore, set to the dead end of what the books were. I can understand that. But please don't hate on a good movie. Someone related this to Captain Marvel and said, look, they can have a good movie in the past. They need to stick to their roots. And I'm thinking, hold on. Think about it, though. This is Nancy Drew we're talking about. This is not a Marvel film. This is not going to get the treatment a Marvel film's going to deserve. And Captain Marvel, everyone's freaking out about how good it is. From what I've seen from clips and such, it's just another big budget film thrown out that probably won't have much actual use in Endgame. Kind of like what Black Panther did for Infinity War, which I still have not seen Black Panther. And the thing is, I understand people want hard set things that are related to books. Me too. I would love to see that. But this isn't a bad movie. And people aren't giving it a shot to just enjoy it because they relate it too closely to the books. And this is the problem. People do this. They just relate it really closely to the books, and then they don't give it a chance. And I can understand that. If that's the way you are, then understandable. There's nothing that can be done. But please, 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 give it a shot before you knock it down and throw it out. If you don't want to see it in theaters, understandable. I recommend it, but understandable. Otherwise, wait until it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, digital, rent it for a couple of bucks, watch it. If you absolutely hate it, fine. But please, small movies like this, don't hate upon them before you give them a chance to shine. You look at The First Man, and you look at smaller title movies like that get releases and end up being really, really popular and very special. And then you look at the community behind things like this, and they just go berserk. Because, I mean, I understand. Please don't get me wrong. Me being a fan, I understand it. They want the source material to be honored correctly. And they want a really good movie to come out of it. But the thing is, we just may not get that. And that's something we have to live with. Because Hollywood is Hollywood and things have to change. I'm surprised this movie was ever made. It came out of nowhere. Literally nowhere. And it happened. And I'm so happy it did. This is going to be one for my collection. But don't take this the wrong way. Just give it a shot. If you don't like it after you've seen some of it, fine. But it's a good movie. And I hate to see it shut down just because it doesn't follow the source material. If you want that, go to the TV shows. I mean, I can't lie, I want to see a Nancy Drew movie based off the source material. I really, really do. But I don't have hope for that. Because I know Hollywood. And I know that Hollywood won't do that. They just won't. The closest we're going to get to that is the 2007 movie. And people were really upset about that one, and I enjoyed that too, so I don't know. But please, just in general, give movies a shot. See, and that's why, like, I'm going to take my own advice with Captain Marvel. I will give it a shot. I don't have hope for it, but I'll give it a shot. Because the thing is, I'm not saying the empowerment of the lead female is not going to be worthwhile to see the movie. I'm just saying I don't think the movie needed to be made. And people can argue the same thing for this one. But I think I enjoyed this one a lot more than I will Captain Marvel. But that's just the way I work. So I understand if you guys don't like this movie, or the other people that never listened to this who wrote those comments that I saw won't like it. And that's okay. That's understandable. But it's just upsetting to me. Because this series means a lot to me, and when I see a good movie, they get shut down too easily. And people are so overly critical of movies nowadays, it's stupid. Good movies get thrown off to the side and die because you can't see them. I mean, look at Percy Jackson. They did 2. They were supposed to do a 3rd. Hasn't happened yet. And the rest of the books probably will never be made into movies. You look at TMNT, one by Michael Bay. Not the best movies, I'll admit, but they're entertaining, they're enjoyable. I mean, 7 Feet Tall Turtles, you get the point. But they're enjoyable. And a lot of people didn't like those. Yet, it did get a sequel. And I hope this one does too, because I love the reference at the end. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this review. Sorry for talking for a little bit. I hope you enjoy this. Sorry if I kind of ruined your opinion on movies, or ruined your opinion of me because you don't agree with my standing. But I just feel like movies that I love are getting kind of hated upon. Because people just want to see one thing and they don't give things a shot. Which is why I'm willing to give Captain Marvel and Black Panther a shot. And you can go in with the mindset that it won't be good. That's fine. That's fine. But it's just, I don't know if it's going to be good. Captain Marvel is really just another big budget film. That's really all it is. It can be enjoyable, but it's just another big budget film. And it's obvious by how many theaters people are playing it. And look it up. Look at your most current theater. As long as it's not a small one. And look at how many times it's showing it. Or know how many theaters are in the building and compare it to how many showtimes. And figure out how full the theater is of just one movie. And you look at all these other movies that are getting thrown into smaller theaters or getting less showtimes because of Captain Marvel. And it's kind of annoying. And you look at this movie didn't get much screen time. Probably won't. Probably will be gone after a week or two. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. Enjoy the rest of the video, and my mic's probably going to change because I'm using the voice narration feature on my editing software for this, and the other thing I record with OBS. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the actual review if I ever stop talking. Hello everybody, and welcome to my review for Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase. So, a few things to mention, not about the movie, that I had issues with, and particularly, I guess it'd be the theater then, and how, in general, this movie's being treated. It's not a very, big budget film. I don't think the budget has been released yet as to how big the budget is, but it's not a very big budget, and it's a limited release. It's only showing at AMC theaters, which is a sad thing, because some people don't want to go to AMC. They don't like AMC. I do like AMC, but a lot of people don't, and if they don't, they're not going to want to go see it. And I watched one review on this, and they made a fair point. This is a movie that you would like to watch at home. I mean, if you go to the theater, you're not going to be disappointed, but you may not want to pay a full price ticket to see this movie. Me? Totally. I absolutely love this film. Even with, because see, the thing is, I'm a gigantic Nancy Drew fan. Gigantic. Mainly from the games, but I've read some of the books, and I've read the Hardy Boys, and I love it. I love all of them. The name Nancy Drew and the stories that are told through Nancy Drew hold a very special place in my heart. And to see it kind of get... I mean, don't get me wrong. The fact that it has a movie is amazing. We haven't seen one since the Emma Roberts one in 2007, and that one was it's different. This is definitely a different take. And Ellen DeGeneres was an executive producer on this, so if she wanted to, let alone, she could make a sequel without even it doing good. Although she probably would change some things, probably like a more wider release, but that's okay. Because I absolutely loved... it was a setup for a sequel, but it's also a reference that people like me will get. People who are fans of it. Because this is not just a movie for girls, okay? Her Interactive, when they started their company, their slogan was, for girls who aren't afraid of a mouse. And that's where the whole thing kind of started. But let me tell you, I absolutely love the games, and I absolutely love the old TV show. There's an old TV show, and then there's the old TV show, and then there's going to be a new TV show, which I don't know if I'll get into the new TV show. It has apparently it's going to have Freddie Prinze Jr., so that might get me interested. But I hate to see it kind of be treated like this. This movie came out how many days ago? 1, 2, 3. Only 3 days ago. And pretty much at all the AMC theaters I can see, it only has 4 or 5 showings. And unfortunately, it's partially due to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is dominating the movie theaters currently. Still haven't seen it. Don't know if I want to, because I am a bit upset at the fact that it's dominating. Literally, I looked at some showtimes. They have like 30 showtimes at one theater for just Captain Marvel. And it might be even more than that, and that's just not normal. That's 3D plus, depending on if it's IMAX, or some places have EMAX and different things. It's kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm moving things around me. So the fact that it kind of, I mean, again, I don't expect this is not going to be in an IMAX theater. It's not going to be in a 100-seat theater, if you even have that. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. But thing is, the AMC theaters upgraded. Sorry. Still have sinus drainage, and I was sick a couple of weeks ago, so if I cough, I do apologize. But we saw this in a pretty small theater. And not a big deal. I enjoyed the heck out of it. The sad thing is, it's in that small theater. It's in a theater that probably isn't used for the popular movies. Which, you can't expect it to be used for that when it's a movie that has low budget, and I mean, Warner Brothers thankfully put it out. I already like Warner Brothers as it is, and this just kind of made me like them even more for releasing this movie to as much places as they could. But it still feels like this movie is getting treated like a throwaway film. And I don't like that, because this series means a lot to me. And I wish that they would take a bit more care with it, and would have gotten it to more theaters, got more people to see it, and then had more people realize it exists. And, you know, I mean, I've been looking at reviews, and it's getting a solid 7 out of 10, which is really good. Like, in all honesty, it's not bad. Me, I like it more than most, and I hate to say it, but I don't go see movies that I don't think I'm gonna like, at least. I don't. I end up liking them. Maybe not a lot, or I rethink, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's bad, but I like them. And it's just kind of sad, because only people who go to AMC, and even then, they may not want to. They may not want to watch the movie. They may not want to. And again, it's not in a big theater. It's in one of the small theaters that are right next to one of the exit doors. You know, one of the small theaters that they put movies that don't do so well in. Because there's a smaller. I mean, I went to a bigger AMC, but I'm sure that there are smaller AMCs where they only have like 10 theaters. This one had a couple more than 10. I don't know exactly how many it had, but there's some that only have like 9 or 10. And some of them are really small. And when I go to the movies, I want to see them on the big screen. I want to see them on a screen that's not... I mean, again, all the screens are bigger than your average screen. But, you know, it's just not... And it's not what I was hoping for, which... That's just my own pet peeve, and that will not affect the review. The main actress played in It as Beverly. Great in it. And even though this is a vastly different role, I think she was amazing in this movie. Again, this is not entirely the normal Nancy Drew thing. It's a more modernized version, obviously, because not everyone would want to see an old Nancy Drew film. But I think they did a good job. Apologies for muting my mic to yawn and such, but I don't want to do it on mic. I try not to, at least. So this was a really fun movie. Sorry, I'm trying to still gather my thoughts. It was fun to see. Now, the ticket for me was roughly $10, which is not bad. That's not, I mean, it's not the lowest price in the world, but it's not bad. And I say that money was completely worth it. Completely. And it starts off interestingly and doesn't feel like a Nancy Drew movie for the start of it. But then quickly turns around. Sorry, and I yawn again. Quickly turns around into a mystery. And amazing. It was fun to watch this new take on Nancy. Bess and George were interesting as well. They were differently casted than the books and the games and all of that. The way that their characters are meant to be, and I think it worked. Now, again, I haven't read the books in a long time, but I think it worked. And it was refreshing. Again, this series means a lot to me, and it was really cool to see it brought back to life. And I hope she does a sequel, because she can do whatever the heck she wants. If she wants to do a sequel, she can do a sequel. I don't know if she will. I love that if they do, I know exactly what they're doing, and that would be kind of cool. I'd be very excited to see that, because I knew exactly what it was talking about, from what story. And yeah, that was fun. What else? Yeah, there wasn't really anything that stood out in this movie. It's a mystery. It's one of the easier mysteries. You probably can solve it and figure out what's going on. Everything's intertwined. Now, would I recommend you see this in the theaters? And as I said before, someone else review said that, watch it at home. And I'd say, if you'd want to see a movie and you have a choice, I would choose this over Captain Marvel any day. Any day. I would choose this over Endgame any day. Because it's different. It's not your average Hollywood film that's just thrown together for the sake of being thrown together. I feel that they put care into this. And you can tell it's not higher quality because it's a limited release. And that higher quality doesn't mean it's not good. I'm very impressed that they were able to get this in theaters. This could have just been a TV movie. But I'm very happy that they brought it to theaters. Because it shows that people can do a lot when they try. And bringing something like this to theaters has been rough. It has not gone over well in the past. It hasn't. So to see it be brought to life gives me hope. It gives me the ability to say that Hollywood isn't just about those big Captain Marvel, Avenger movies that are going to make buttloads of money in box office, and they're going to put the movie in as many theaters as possible and keep it as long as they can to dry out every single cent. Because that's what they're doing. I bet you Captain Marvel will be playing in quite a few theaters, in several different theaters. If that makes sense. To drain as much money as possible before Endgame releases at the end of April. We have Shazam and Hellboy and things like that coming out. But they're going to hold on to it and dry it out as much as possible. And that worries me. Because movies like this then get overlooked. As I said, only in AMC. And only like 5 showings. It's so limited. It's so difficult to go see that a lot of people won't be able to see it. And that's just it's unfortunate because there's not much you can do, but it's just no one will be able, not everybody will be able to see it because the times that they give, people may not be available. And it's crazy. 10 to 20 minutes later, they may have been able to make it. And yes, there's still plenty of theaters that's showing in. The problem is access. That's what's so good about having multiple different theaters, is that they do multiple different showtimes. The problem is they don't have AMC every block. They don't have a movie theater, here or there. When it's just AMC, it's just locations that are AMC, which are spread apart. Apologies again. I know I'm apologizing a lot for that. But it's not just spread apart. But it makes it harder, as I've stated before. Sorry if it's 1:10 in the morning, which is the thing. I saw a 9 p.m. showing. It got done at 11 something. That was the only time that I could be able to go. I only had one time that I was able to see it at. I'm so happy I did, but I only had one time I was able to see it. I feel this movie's worth it. The problem is I don't know if a lot of other people will. I'd say go see it. I'd say pay the money and see it in theaters, because it is a limited release, and it's cool to see a movie like this in theaters, just simply because it's different. The other thing is, though, do you like AMC? If you absolutely despise AMC, well, then don't even worry. You're not going to be going to an AMC theater, unless it's at a different theater that I don't know of. But I tried to do some research and look up all the theaters that I could find playing, and every single theater that I can find it playing in is an AMC theater. So I could be wrong, but from what I could find, it was only AMC. So if someone else finds a different theater it's playing, and let me know in the comments so that I can correct myself. Because I don't want, that's not going to affect my review at all, because that's not the point. I'm just saying I wish it would be different. So yes, there is a hidden staircase. Yes, it's a thing. I know, crazy, name of the movie and all. But, and it was cool. There was this very, actually, sorry if you heard that crack. There's a very cool sequence where Nancy and a few other people experience this haunting. And I can tell some of it is completely fake. You can obviously tell that these candles aren't really floating. They had some sparkle effects. It's pretty obvious. But it was really cool. It was very unique. And then they explain how it happened. And it's good. It's cool. I enjoy it. I feel like the characters are definitely likable. And they're definitely characters that I would not want to see get injured in any way. Obviously. Ironically, for the main actress and what movie she's played in. But I really enjoyed it. And as I said, I would go see it. Now, DVD release. This is probably going to be a lot of people's DVD and like home movie kind of film they're going to grab in the $5 bin and be like, that sounds kind of cool. Here, I'll take it. Which is unfortunate, but if people can get to see it and enjoy it, that's the important thing. Movie theaters put a block on a lot of things. It's super, super limited as it is when movies release. And the restrictions put behind it, which, yes, it's illegal to record in the theater. Crazy. Because that's just basically like you're copying the movie from one disc to another and publishing it on like YouTube or something against the company's wishes. And again, this was put out by Warner Brothers. But their name's not really attached on it that much, other than at the very beginning and at the very end. Nowhere else. Really. And that's kind of cool, because a lot of other movies, companies' names are plastered on there. And it is far well known what company put what out. So that's kind of cool to see a little bit of change. And that's what this movie is. It's change, and that's why I love it so much. I give Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase an A+. Because it was fresh, it was enjoyable, it was risky, it was new, and it was something that I'll enjoy rewatching over and over again. So if you get a chance to see it while it's still available to be seen, go for it. I recommend it. But if you for some odd reason would rather see Captain Marvel, then go with your gut. Because personally, Marvel should slow it down. They should come up with something more creative and stop throwing us big blockbuster movies that are going to wreck everything else and ruin the chances of other movies doing good. Yeah. Because Wonder Part just released, apparently people are enjoying that. Which it may have come out at the right time that it won't get overlooked. But Captive State came out. I don't know how well that's doing. I don't think it has too high of hopes. But all these smaller movies come out and they get overlooked. Like Welcome to Marwen came out, and I'm pretty sure that movie got completely overlooked. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure it got overlooked. And a lot of these small movies, that's just what happened. They appear, they get overlooked, they leave. Which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end it here, 20 minutes in. I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to play the trailer either before or after. Probably before. Because the trailer... Sorry, I was yawning. The trailer really did sell me to see this movie. And again, I think the acting in this movie is really good. I think all the actors and actresses did good. So let me know if you have seen it, what you think in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoy this. I know it's just me talking, and sorry if I kind of pause it all or lose my train of thought. It's 1:17 a.m. I shouldn't be recording anything this early or late, but I really wanted to get my comments out, so hopefully I was coherent in some way. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.